channel. So we share a lot of these market movers, price movers, breaking news, and some of my market updates as well. So all these are free. And for Telegram channel, we do have about 6,005 subscribers right now. So it is quite a bit of numbers of subscribers. Do be part of this community. And the rest of the channels are already posted in the chat box as well.
Yep. All right, so please click on those channels. One thing, just a quick mention on following the Twitter account. So of course, that's Alex's account. But one thing that you get to be in the loop on is actually the late night market talk that Alex hosts every single week on a Monday at 10:30 Singapore time. So obviously during this session, Alex shares about some of the market updates, some of the changes in his trading strategies. Maybe Alex, you'd be best to talk a little bit about what people can expect during this session.
Yeah, so the session, like what Jeremiah said, it is the late night market talk. It is going to be live stream on both Facebook and also on YouTube as well. So it is totally free every Monday. So which means that the next session, the next live stream will be on this coming Monday on the 8th of July, at 10:30 p.m. Singapore time. I'll talk about the market updates, some of the sectors, industry that you should be looking out for, and maybe some of the trade ideas that you should be watching out for the rest of the week as well. So once again, do like us and follow us on Facebook and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So once I go live, you get notified from the social medias as well. So once again, I'll post all this link in the chat box as well.
Yep, so that's that. And then one thing that I'll talk about that I shared earlier on here is the exclusive offer that we have with Plus 500. To share about this offer, I guess I need to wear my special Chicago Bulls cap. So one thing about this is that if you are obviously if you actually go over to the virtual booth segment on our website, you can see that from MarketWise Asia / July 2024 / virtual booth. Here you'll be able to find the exclusive promotion. So what is this promotion about? Very, very simple. Only two things that you need to do. Number one is if you create and fund your account by making a one-time deposit of a minimum of 500 Singapore dollars or 1,500 ringgit, then you can actually get the Chicago Bulls cap that I'm wearing right now. Just remember to put in the bonus code SUMMIT2. One point here as well is that do note that this exclusive offer is open to anyone to join. So anyone that's based in Singapore, or even for our friends in Malaysia, you are also eligible to join this exclusive offer. The second step of this offer is that once you've created the account, if you do make your first trade, you can actually receive a 50 Singapore dollar bonus or 150 ringgit bonus in your account. And on top of that as well, you'll get a copy, the ebook copy of the Trader's Blueprint, which Alex also is one of the co-authors of this excellent book, right, Alex?
Yes, that's right. So this is a physical book. So right now you can able to get the digital version. So this was also the Kinokuniya bestseller also. So what very simple, you just need to fund 500 Sing dollars or ringgit 1,005, key in the bonus code, and if you make your first trade, any trade will do, you get a Sing dollars $50 bonus, and for those in Malaysia, $150 ringgit, and you also get the ebook as well.
That's correct. So with that, the last thing that I want to talk about before we find out how to pick stocks like nvidia is our upcoming event, which is the Market Insights Trading Festival. Now, this event is happening on the 17th of August, and it will be held at the Suntec Convention Center. So that's right, it's actually a physical event, not a virtual event like today, which means that we'll get to see everyone in person. And because the seats and slots are limited, do make sure to scan the QR code or click on the link to actually pre-register for your slot today, because you don't want to be able to, you want to be able to book your seat very early on, right, Alex?
Yes, that's right. So pre-register your interest, and of course, it's an in-person event. So please do so if you're residing in Singapore. So do register for this event. There'll be expert speakers, talking about the last lap of the 2024, the market outlook, the trading knowledge, and also, of course, there'll be goodie bags as well. All these are totally free. So do register, pre-register for this event.
All right, so with that, that's pretty much all the announcements that I have. Let's get into the session right now. So the session is going to be delivered by Binni Ong, who is the founder of Terra Seed, sorry. And for Binny, I mean, some of you guys might have heard of Binny before or have seen her presented before. She's very, very experienced, more than 15 years of trading experience that has been educating traders in both institutional and retail clients. And of course, she does a whole variety of instruments from equities, forex, commodities, and so very, very experienced. And today she's talking about something very interesting about how I'm sure everyone is interested in this topic and how you can catch a big move like when nvidia was at $20 or at $45. All right, so with that, I'm going to invite Binny right now to turn on her screen. Binny, you want to say hi to everyone?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jeremiah.
No problem, Binny. So with that, I'm going to pass the time over to you, and then later we'll catch you for some Q&A, all right?
All right, that's good. Okay, that's great. How's everybody? Have you had your lunch yet? If yes, please type a 1. Why is it no? Because like me, I also haven't had my lunch yet. I had my breakfast and then after that, dinner. It's always like that, as you know. Okay, today I'm not going to talk about NVIDIA. I'm going to talk about how to get the next stocks, okay, which is like NVIDIA. So that's the key objective here. So I'll be talking about Tesla, which I shared with my community just 2 weeks ago when Tesla was about 170. Now Tesla is about 240, 250 already. So I'm going to talk about how you're going to get them, okay? So as always, that I hope that my session is educational so that you can benefit. So the whole idea is not about NVIDIA. The whole idea is about how you're going to get the next stock, which is like NVIDIA, which is like Apple, which is like Tesla. Okay, so that's the key thing here. Let me just get started with the disclaimer here. So whatever that I'm going to cover would be purely educational. And if you do have any questions, you can ask me at the chat box. That will answer them. I thought that today the session should be a little bit different. And so I was thinking last night how to make it interesting and interactive for you. So you find that my charts will be pretty much clean. I thought that they are like abstract art, okay, meaning that abstract means that there's nothing there, okay. But just something to share is that recently I had been really very busy because was launching a new trading view indicator, and that's for the use of stocks, because I think a lot of you guys know that I'm not in really the stocks. That's not true, because for my community, as and when there's an opportunity, I will cover stocks. Okay, so just about 2 weeks ago to my community, I covered Tesla when it was 170. How many of you were in my session when I covered Tesla? If you are in my session and I talk about Tesla, please type a 2. That's great. And you love the movement of Tesla? If yes, please type yes. Why? I'm not seeing why there. Only Rose said why. The rest don't like Tesla movement. Okay, so today I will share with you what I see. Okay, what I see in Tesla and how you can get it next time. Okay, you like it because it's explosive, and precisely this is the reason how you can spot for stocks which are explosive. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do today. So just to give you a little bit of profile, which I show every day. In fact, today I repeated the same thing over again. I was up at 6:30. And it is a Saturday, right? But my son had to go to school to do volunteer work. So then I did my exercise 7:30. Today, no stocks, no FX to look, no 4 hours to look. And here I am, 2:30. I'm speaking to you. But if it's usually a normal day, a trading time, so this will be my schedule. 11 p.m., it's where normally I would try to sleep. But, now it's usually about 12 because I'm actually doing the US market, whether it's stocks, whether it's options, or whether it's anything, right? Anything that makes money, okay? Now, what I like to do will be 4 parts here. I want to go through something which I think is simple, it's not attractive, but it's mind-blowing in terms of technique. Well, there's one saying that, you keep your analysis simple and stupid kids, right? Keep it simple and stupid, right? Which a lot of people, wasn't able to do that. So I'm just going to show you how simple analysis can work and how we spotted Tesla and why you need to add this thing into analysis, which is time, okay? And going forward, what could be added to your analysis as well. Okay, so let's go through this one here. So what I did, right, is that a lot of people say that trend is your friend, and this is like very old way of saying already. So I went to ChatGPT and asked what is trend in technical analysis, and of course, it gives me things which I was not difficult to know, right? For example, which you would have already known. So uptrend is given by higher highs, higher low. So what is higher high, higher low? Let me just draw this and let me know whether you can see my drawing. If you can see my drawing, then please type a 1 again. So higher high means that you have a high point here, and then you have the next high, right, going higher than the previous high. So this is called higher high, okay? Now, the high point is like a mountain, okay? So it's like an inverted U shape, okay? So it's like a mountain, right? So when you have an uptrend, it's given by higher high, higher low. So what will be the lows here? So these will be the low. The low will be like a valley, like U shape. So when you have a higher low, all right, so this is your higher low, and you compare to the previous low. So this would be where here it's a higher low. Okay, so we always make comparison to the previous low or the previous high. So ChatGPT was able to tell me it's like uptrend, which is like a very like common knowledge, okay? And downtrend will be given by situation where you have a lower high and a lower low. So this is just like common knowledge, right? So you have a high point here, and the next high is a lower high, and then the next low is a lower low. So this is as simple as it is, which is an uptrend and a downtrend. And of course, sideways movement would be where there is no clear range. It's just a flat movement here. All right, now, so this is an empty chart. What do I want to do here? I want to let you know that while we have this very, very simple concept that everybody knows, but it's one of the most mind-blowing technique, okay, which perhaps that you didn't realize it. Okay, so let me just explain why it is mind-blowing. So we talk about an upward movement, okay? So this is an upward movement here. All right, so let's say, for example, when you have a price movement that moved from a low point here, which is about $2, and it moves to the high point here, which is, let's say, $5, right? Okay, so this is your high point here. Now, when price moves down, what this means is that this is like almost like correction, because price moved from 2 to 5, there could be a slight correction. Okay, so when this happens, it means that we call this like correction, or we call this like retracement. It might be that it moved to $4. Okay, now when price again continue to move higher, or let's say it moved to this point here, which is a higher high, and I just give this a value of $10 here. Now what this means, right, in terms of market participation, in terms of the buying and the selling behavior, it means that when price moves higher above the $5 mark, right, buyers right now, because of many other reasons, are now willing to buy higher. Okay, so this is the real meaning of why a higher high denotes the first step of an uptrend, because buyers are willing to right now buy higher than the previous $5 high. Now, then when price moves down again, all right, now this is the wonderful part. When price moves down again, you realize that if price is to move to $4, okay, if price is to move to $4 here, all right, versus if price is to move to, let's say, $7, okay. Now, which one is better priced, $4 or $7, to show that this uptrend is strong? Okay, my question would be that, how do you know that this particular uptrend is strong? Okay, is it when price move to $7, or is it when price move to $4? Okay, very good. Now, why is it $4 then? Now, imagine that you want to buy something, and that something is really very attractive. Would you have waited until $4? Okay, if you know that in the future this is going to go to $100, right? Would you be there waiting for $4, or would you be so desperate to enter at $7 already? All right, I think the answer is very clear. If this stock is going to move to $100 in future because you have an insight, right? You are not going to wait at $4, because those who waited at $4 just say one thing, okay? It just says that the buyers aren't very strong, okay? So if price moved to $7, which is not near to the previous low, which is not below the high point here, right? It just says that buyers are right now desperate or not very in a hurry, right, to enter. So they aren't going to wait for price to come to a lower price. Okay, so this is why when it goes to $7, so this means that the trend gets stronger. Okay, so in other words, right, if you take a look at when price corrected downwards, right, then by going higher than $5, okay, by making a higher high, it shows strength. Okay, and by not going to the low point here, it also shows strength. That means that by not going to $4, it shows strength. Now, then what is the implication, right, to stocks buying? Okay, so it goes like this, right? In terms of purchase or buying stocks, you want to buy when it's heading down. Okay, so this is a stage where it's heading down, right? Now, then what would be the first clue to tell you that this particular stock price, right, is showing some strength? Okay, now the first clue would be when it goes up. Okay, it goes higher than this particular high point here. So let me just give you numbers as example. Okay, so let's say, for example, this is $10 and it goes down here to $5 and it goes up here to $7. Okay, and it goes down here to $3, right? Now, when price moves up, by right, it should stay at $7, because then we've seen that $7 and $10 was previously where it turned down, right? Now, the fact that if priced, let's say today, it goes to $12. Now, what can it tell you about the buyers here at $12? Okay, so are the buyers stronger now or weaker than before? Which one, stronger or weaker? Yeah, it's strong, right? Because now the buyers are not too willing to wait at 7, to wait at 10, or to even come down to 5 or to 4 to 3, right? Now they are willing to buy at 12. So this is the first clue to tell us that the buyers right now, they are stronger. Okay, they're gaining strength. Okay, so sometimes when it goes to 12, it gets a little bit extended, because then, you know, if price move to 3 and it goes to 12, right? The short period of time, then people would be looking at things like, oh yeah, let's come on, take some profit, because it moved from 3 to 12. That's essentially a movement of 400%. So if price move up by 400%, then what would people who bought at $3, 4, 5, when they see $12, what would happen to them? What would they do then? Okay, would they hold on to the stocks, or would they sell the stocks to take profit? Okay, so that's logical, right? If it moved from 3 to 12, of course, they'll be looking to sell, right? Because then it's 400% gain, so you'd sell. But then the selling can provide a clue to tell you about the strength of the stocks. Okay, why is that so? Now, if price move all the way down to $3, do you think that the stock price is going to be strong? Yes or no? No, right? Okay. Now, what happened if price move, let's say, instead to 3, right? Somewhere between 3 and 12, for example, it moves to $8. It goes down to $8. Or, for example, it can go down to $7, or it can go down to $6, right? So do you think that by going to, let's say, $8, do you think that the buyers right now, they are slightly stronger than versus the buyers at $3? Yes or no? Okay, so in other words, right, this means that when price moves down, right, you cannot expect, right, that it should be moving too low. Okay, because there is a logic here, right? From price. If price move too low, it means that they are not ready and they are not enthusiastic already. Now, it's the same thing as, in my lesson now, right? To spice thing up, it's nice to crack some jokes. So sometimes it's not that you don't want to get married. It's just that you don't want to get married to the particular person. So same thing for price, right? It's just that it's just that it doesn't want to show strength, okay? Because then it moved too low, so it doesn't show strength. So by it not moving low, okay, so it's showing strength. Okay, so you cannot expect the price to move too low. So in other words, right, if you want to know that a stock has truly reversed, that this particular pattern, which is what I'm going to draw right now, it's going to be very, very profitable, especially in spotting, right? For stocks that is going to be a multi-baggers. Of course, that not just this pattern. Later, I'm going to give you 2 tips, okay, to look out for so that you can find them. Okay, so, but first, let's do one thing at one time. I need you to remember this. So first, right, in order to spot multi-baggers, the stock must take a rest. Okay, remember, it must take a rest. And when they take a rest, what happened to them? They are declining in price. Okay, so they rest, they decline in price. All right. Now, why is it that they must take a rest? Now, this is for the weak players, okay, weak buyers to be out of that game, okay, to be out of the stocks, and for new strong buyers to come in. Okay, however, sometimes, right, it's very difficult to time the market, but sometimes we do want to have some clues to know that when it is going to turn up. Okay, so the first clue that is going to turn up is that when price make what we call a higher point here versus the previous high. So the arrow goes like this, okay? It goes higher point here, right? Versus the previous high, okay? So to give you in context in terms of price, again, so this is 10. So this is 5, and then this is 7. All right, this is 3. So the higher high means that it can go to $12, it can go to $10, it can go to $8, as long as it make a high point versus the previous high. Okay, and when it start dropping, it cannot be lower than 3. Okay, the higher point that it is, the better it will be. Better still, the correction, that means that when it comes back down, right, the correction should be less than 30%. Okay, it should be in the range of 30 to 40%, and that would be a healthy correction. That means that from 12, probably it can go to $8, all right, or even $9. That would be good. All right, not more than a 50% correction. Anything that's about 30 to 40% is a good deal, okay, as long as it doesn't drop to $3. Okay, so what I need you to do, all right, is to remember this pattern here. That means that is to remember, okay, first, the stock, in order to go up, must rest. Okay, so this is the resting point. Okay, next, it must attempt, after resting, right? After eating, resting, it must attempt to move higher. Okay, but when it starts to rest again, it cannot come down too low. Okay, at most from the high point here, it's about 30 to 40%. Okay, you got this all picture in already? Yes or no? Because it's very important, because you want to spot for nvidia, you want to spot for Tesla, you want to spot for Apple, you want to spot for anything, right? This is how. This is exactly what I'm telling you, and this is how we are doing it. Okay, all right. So it's something that's simple, something non-sexy, something that's not attractive, but it's just super powerful. Okay, so there isn't a need, right, to go and learn extra most powerful strategy. Okay, but you just have to remember this one. All right. Okay, I'm gonna clean this away. Very good. So what is the expect first high? I mean ratio. Expect first high is probably you moved up by 20% more. That will be good enough. Okay. All right. Okay, next. Okay, let's take a look at gold here. I'm just gonna give you a lot of revision, so you understand So this one, gold, happens late 2023. Okay, and this is 2024. So gold had a huge move 2024, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you things that had already happened. The reason why I give you things that have already happened because it's easier to illustrate for you to understand the concept. All right, then we talk about what are the things that hasn't happened yet. Okay, so where is the rest period? Remember I said already, the rest period will always be up or down. If you want to buy, the rest period will always be up or down. Yes, very good. You guys are just fantastic, all right? It has to be down. So you're going to look for a period, right, where it is heading down, okay? So when it is heading down, you know that this one is just going boom, up and down and like that, okay? So this is the rest period, okay? So I call this a R, rest period, right? Okay, very good. Now, so we have the low, okay? We have the lower low, and we have this one, which is the lower low, and we have the high, and we have the lower high, and we have the lower high here. Okay, so let me just give you some numbers, okay, because numbers are easier to remember. So I just put it easy. Let's say this is 20, and then this one is about 15, and this one is about 13, okay, and this is about well, 12. Yeah, so it's 12 here, and then this one is about 8 here, and then this one is about 5. Okay, all right, so this is 13. What matters now is that you want to show the first wave of, price movement that's of strength, right? So when it goes up, okay, see this price here, okay, and as compared to somewhere around here, the whole chunk here, let me ask you this one. Is it higher than the previous high? Yes or no? Okay, so if this is 13, for example, it means that somewhere around here, this could be 16, you know? So by going to 16 and not stopping at 15, not stopping at 13, the fact that it is 16, it shows that right now the buyers are willing to buy at a higher price. Okay, so when it comes back down, you see that when it dropped, right? It's in between this low point here and this high point here, and it dropped by that 30%, 20, 30, 40%, not more than 40%. It doesn't attempt to even drop half. Okay, this is probably the half point here, right? So this is the 100% full point here, right? So when it dropped, it doesn't even move down a lot. So this shows a lot of strength. Okay, so in other words, right, the fact that it priced moved above this high point here, all right, so this is the first clue that it is showing strength. Okay, so after a rest, right, so this is your rest period. Okay, so what you do is that you wait for the first clue and you wait for it to rest again. So when it comes back down, this is the resting point. So this one is the resting point, right? You wait for the rest again, and this place here would be the best point to enter. Okay, so to remember this setup, you need to have first a rest point, a high point, and a rest point. Okay, so very easy to remember. You rest first, you go higher, and you rest again. And what do? You eat. Okay, what is eating? Eat means you enter. Okay, so let's just repeat this. Okay, so first thing, what do? You rest, and then you go, you climb higher, and then you rest again. And what happened next? What do? After you rest, after you climb higher, after you rest, the next point, you jump. Jump what? You jump inside. You jump down how? Tough, right? Okay. Better you eat first, okay? You eat, and then once you eat here, okay, you let price go. Okay. And you find that generally this pattern works across a lot of different instruments, a lot of different time frame. And I could just tell you and pull out anywhere. For example, this one is your rest. It goes down, it rests, it rested. So this is your rest point here. All right. And the price moves a little bit higher. So it goes high. So this is the high, right? And this point here, it goes a little bit higher. and then it rested again, and then you eat again, it jump up. Okay, so same thing here. This is the rest point. So this one is a rest point. All right, it rested, and then it goes higher, and then you wait for it to rest again, and then you eat somewhere around here. Okay, so it's always a very easy rest. You go higher, and you rest again, and then you eat. You don't jump, right? You eat, okay? Don't chiong also, just eat it, all right? Well, it applies to any time frame. Okay, later I will explain about time. Okay, so let me just go through this one. So this is nvidia here, all right, and this was the 2024. That means this one was 2023. Okay, 2023, right? Same thing, you must have a period of rest. Okay, so can anybody tell me, right, where is that period of rest? The rest period is always coming down, and you must come down. But later I'm going to share with you, the down cannot be too much. Okay, all right, later there will be a tool to help you gauge, okay, and when it stop coming down. All right, so how do you determine that? Sorry, got a bit distracted. So where is the rest period? Okay, rest period will be period where it's coming down. Okay, it's coming down, it's not up, it's just coming down. Okay, so very good, right? September to November period. Okay, very good question. I will answer all these later. So one step by one step. How long to rest? How to enter? What is the price, etc. Okay. The rest period cannot be too long. What happened before the rest period? I will cover all of them later. Okay. Don't worry. I know that you are as excited as I am. We rest first. Okay. Okay. So let me just rest and remember what I'm going to talk about. Oh, yes. Here we go, right? How long can run after rest? Have you tried jogging? I jog every day. Actually, I can jog 10 kilometers without resting. It's just that my knee will probably just go wobble and be gone after a while. Okay, so don't need to rest too long, can run long. Okay, so this time around here, right, same thing. You can observe that this is the rest period here. Very good. All right, what you need to observe in the rest period will be always things like a high, a low, a lower high. It must always be in this structure, okay? And then you have a lower low. So let me just clean this up. So you have a high, you have a low, you have a lower high, and then you have a lower low here. So this is let's say I give you some numbers here, right? So this is 47. So this one is 40. So this is about 43. Okay, and this one will be about 38. Okay, so that's the number in nvidia, estimate number, right? So how do you know that the first rest had completed? That means you have finished resting. Okay, so this is the rest period here. How do you know that it has finished resting? Take a look at this one here, right? Okay, is this one higher than the previous high? Yes or no? Let's say this is estimated 44, right? Okay, now then this is your high. So this is your high point, higher high than previous high. So this is the high, right? So we have the high done already. Okay, then next we need to rest again, right? Okay, so the resting must not be nearer to 38. Okay, it must be only about 30-40% max. Okay, so this period is your rest. So we have the rest again, and then you okay, you eat somewhere around here. Okay, all right, so that's your eat. Okay, and after that, boom, it goes. Okay, all right, so this is how you get nvidia around the 40 something, the price 40 something, sorry, okay, is how you get nvidia at about 40 something dollars. Yeah. Okay, so I want to actually let you know, right, this pattern works perfectly in any time frame. For example, even in the resting period here, in this resting period here, right, the rest again, right, it goes like that, down, up, down, it goes higher. You see that? Okay, this one goes higher than this one here. So this is the high, and then it rests again. You see that? It rests again, and off it goes. So this period is your rest, this period is your high, this period is your rest, and this one is eat. Okay, so very easy. So within here you have one, within here you have another one more. Okay, so that's basically how nvidia behaved during that $50 region, $45-$50 region. And you ask me, why is this one here? It's all human psychology. You go back, right? You go and think about you jogging. You need to rest, right? In order to climb higher. And have you ever tried like climbing mountains? You climb, and you regretted, I shouldn't be doing this already. But you rested for a while and say, okay, let's go higher. You go higher and you rest again. And then you sit down and you eat. Right? That's what happened to me during my climb. You know, every time it's just like that. You rest, you go higher, you rest again, you eat, and then you climb higher again. Okay, right? Okay, so this one, okay. Now let's take a look at nvidia here again during the 2024, and that's very recent, and that's the April to May region. Okay, April to May region, and we're going to talk about nvidia right now. Okay, and why it is not going up yet. Okay, because it hasn't rested enough. Okay, so same thing, you see this was a high, so this was a low, this was a lower high, and then this is a lower low. Agree? Yes? Yes, okay, and then it goes up, but this high not higher than the previous high, so not counted. And it goes up again, and then this is the high point that's higher than the previous high. Okay, you see that? Okay, and what happened? It rested. It rested not more than 40%, about 30 to 40%. That's it, and then it moved higher. So it's always a rest period, and it goes high, and then it rests again, and then you eat it. Okay, so let me ask you right now. This is nvidia right now. This is now, right? Have you seen the resting yet? Yes or no? Yeah, rest must always go down, up, down. Okay, so it hasn't rested yet. Exactly. All right, so later I give you a tool, right, that you can see the rest easily. Okay, you can see a rest easily. Okay, but there are few components. Okay, there are two components I will give to you that are a little bit more, right? But today I'm just going to share with you two things. Okay, where if you want to apply this rest, high, rest, and eat type of a scenario, all right, you need to have these two things in place. Okay, today I'm telling you two things. If you need more things, then we do it in the next session. Okay, so two things, So in order to apply this pattern here, okay, you cannot just anyhow randomly, right, go and choose a stocks. Go and choose an instrument to go and say, you rest now, and then you go higher, and then I rest again, and then I eat. No, you can't. Okay, you have to have that the prior movement is already showing an uptrend. That means that the market is so enthusiastic about this stock because of its fundamental reason, all right, that prior was already showing an uptrend. You cannot just pick a downtrend stocks and apply this method. You can't. Okay, so all the stocks, right, or rather all the instruments that was being applied, okay, had already that uptrend intact. And how do you, all right, get the uptrend? So very simple. In our strategy, all right, we apply a moving average. Okay, so this is the moving average, and I'm just gonna let you know the configurations in the moving average. Okay, because it's gonna help you. Okay, so if you see the green like shaded portion region, right? So it means basically it is uptrend. Okay, based on the moving average. Okay, now but you must also see that when it is at the resting period, so this is the resting period that we talked about in gold just now. Okay, that before that it's already green. Okay, you must see this one as green, G. That means the moving averages is green. Okay, so what's the moving averages being applied here? And that is 21 and 55 EMA. Okay, you can basically apply this set of moving averages across any time frame, whether you are doing a swing or a short term, or whether you are doing just investing like what I'm doing for this US stocks, right? Or even the week. Okay, you can just apply that whether it's the day or the week or the hourly or the 4-hourly or the 8-hourly. This set of moving averages is just fantastic. Okay, so you do like 21 and 55 EMA, and before the rest, prior to the rest, right, the color must be green. Okay, you must see a series of green colors, green zone here. Okay, and that would become a good rest period, a good resting period. All right. Okay, so and when price moves up to make the high, when it comes back down, you also realize that the moving averages had already turned green again. All right, so what I'm trying to tell you is that first it must be green, and then you rest, and then it must be a high, right? So this is the high. When it rested again, ideally it should be in the green zone. Okay, and then that's where it's good to eat. All right, so that's the first thing. Prior to that, it must be an uptrend. How to recognize an uptrend? You put in the moving averages here. It's green. Just make sure it's green in color. Okay, very good. I would share with you, I mean, in another session, because I don't have time to go through all the indicators. If you are interested in the indicator, I share with you on this one and send you the link. Okay. Oh yeah, what am I doing? Sorry for that. Just give me a while. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go, right? Okay, so this one here is NVIDIA. Just want to make sure that you can see my NVIDIA chart with the moving averages. Okay. All right, now here we go. So this here is the resting period. Okay, so this was the rest that we talked about just now. Okay, so this was the rest that we talked about just now. And before the rest, okay, before the rest, right? What is the color of the moving averages? That means that you want to find your rest period. You cannot have your moving averages, right, as red. You cannot. You must be a green. Okay, so this is a green. All right, the previous one was a green. Okay, and then you do it on the day chart, because later on I will talk about time. Okay, and the day chart gives you a very nice indication of the stocks, to pick up the stocks. Okay, and same thing when you have the rest and you have the high. So this is a high, right? So this one is a high point here. And when you rested again, that means that when the rest comes in again, right, ideally it must be above. That means the moving averages must be providing a support. Okay, you see here, when it rested again, it's the moving averages, it's providing a support. So it's green again. Okay, so very, very important. All right, first criteria to apply this condition, this very simple, mind-blowing, sexy type of a setup, right, as the prior one must be, the prior trend must be a green. Okay, it must be an uptrend. All right, okay, very good. Next one, time. Okay, you asked me about time, right? You asked me about how long that resting period should be, etc., etc. Here we go, time. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Just give me a minute, right? Now you realize that for gold, right? So this was the green part. There was the up. So this was the rest. Okay, I'll show you the similarity. Rest, and then it goes up again, right? Okay, so this resting period, you realize, was from May to about October. October, yeah. Okay, now May to October, how many months? Yeah, 5 months, right? Very good. I just want to test. Okay, good. 5 months. You have to respond to me so you get the answer, right? 5 months, okay? Now, it means that in order for a move, right, like NVIDIA, you cannot expect a rest period to be few days. Okay? It's not realistic. Because I explained already, the rest period, it's for the weak players to be out of the game. All right? For the strong players to come in. Okay? So how do you know that they are strong buyers? When you say that they are strong buyers, means that these are people who can hold, right? These are people with money. They pay their money, not using credit card as a temporary source of funding, not doing contra, but basically they are willing to take their money out and put it there. All right. So it cannot be weeks, it cannot be days, but it has to be month. Just remember. Okay. So if you look at gold here, the consolidation was May to October. That's 5 months. Okay, so just before this, we go to the next one first and I give you the answer. Okay, now take a look at nvidia here. So this is just the recent run, okay, at $45. But if you take a look at nvidia September to the movement that it goes up, that's about November period. Okay, maybe mid-November period. And that's how many months? September, October, November, mid-November. Could be 2 plus 3 months, right? So we are not talking about days, we are not talking about weeks, and we are talking about minimum. You need to have 2 months. Okay. All right. Minimum 2 months. Right. That means that it can be 3 months, it can be 4 months, it can be 5 months, it can be 6 months. All right. Not too long. I have traded so many stocks. Anything that is going to have that mind-blowing move is going to be in the range of 3 to 6 months. Okay, so remember, it's month, anywhere that's between 3 to 6 months. So it can be 2.5 months, it can be 6.5 months. All right, but whatever that I'm telling you is just a gauge that it's around that. Okay, all right, 3 to 6 months, not days, not weeks, but month. Okay, so in other words, today, one tool that I like to ask you to add into analysis, okay, is time. Okay, time, right? So let's go into time here. Now, in TradingView, if you are using TradingView, if you would like to have free subscription to TradingView, I'll let you know how, okay? Okay, no joke, free. Okay, I'll let you know how later on, not now. Okay. Free paid subscription, not free subscription, okay? Because TradingView has free subscription. It's free paid subscription, okay? So you add this multi-time period chart into your chart here. Okay, so this multi-time period chart, when you key in and under indicator, you search, right? You go multi-time period chart. This is multi-time period chart, right? And you define that as a month. Okay, when you have a month, you set the color like these are like me, black color, a little bit like that, right? You do get something like these boxes here. Okay, so this is nvidia, and we can see very clearly that when it's doing the rest period, the resting period, right? The boxes, which is a month by month boxes, they group that as month by month, right? Basically, it's not really heading down. Okay, basically that month by month low, right? You look at the low point, okay, are almost about the same in that resting period. This is the resting period, about the same. So we have about one box about here, one box, one box, one box, and one box, right? And that's about 4 boxes, okay? That means about 4 months here, right? Where the low of the boxes are about the same. Do you see that the low was about the same? Yes or no? I need to know that you have seen that. Okay, so we need to see this, all right? About the same month, about the same, not too far away from one another. They can come slightly down a little bit. It's fine, okay? But you cannot have this steep down. Cannot. Slightly down is fine, okay? All right. And then one more thing, just to share with you, right? You look at this high point here, very easy to recognize, okay? This high point here, as compared to the previous month high, it goes higher. So this is the key to spotting this type of stocks, okay? That means the new month high is higher than the previous month high, okay? Why is that so? It has to do with fund managers buying in, all right? So this one I want to explain more. If you're interested, then next session, all right? So this is where I've added nvidia inside here. You realize that this movement here, this one, where it was about 80 something, it goes up to higher. It's about 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, okay? The low, not very far away from one another in terms of the two low, right? And when it comes, and this is current price, and when it comes back down, all right, and this is the high point here. So this is the high. So right now, NVIDIA rested here, it goes up, and then it needs to rest again. And that's actually our entry point here. Okay, so this is how it goes, right? Okay, so let's take a look at, let's take a look at this one I covered already. Let's go into the next one, the gold. Okay, so let's go in the gold, right? You realize that gold had how many months of resting period? Okay, here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, you guys are quick, man. About 5 or 6, okay, around that. So we have about 6 months or maybe 5 months. Okay, it fit that criteria, right? So the low is about the same. It's just that only this one went a little bit further, but it regained its movement. Okay, but most important, you see this resting period here. So this is a resting period. All right, and then this is the high point here, right? So this is where it goes high, right? The trick is that this high here, as compared to the previous month, is higher. So this is how we can very objectively recognize the high point. It's a month-to-month comparison. So you add time inside, perfect. Okay, so you have to remember, current month, if it's a high, it must be compared to last month. Because a lot of people ask me, hey, BD, how do you look at the high and low? Where is it now? They can't see it. But if I tell you that you just look last month, it's very simple. This month high is higher than last month high, and the high point is being achieved. Okay? All right? So that's the trick here. All right? So you add time inside. Okay? If you do not know how to add that, and if I'm going too fast because I don't have a lot of time right now, okay, then you can attend my other sessions. All right, then I'll show you step by step, one by one, how to add them in. Okay, how to do the configuration, how to add that in. All right, okay, very good. Let's talk about Tesla. So my students, those who are my students, those who attended my 2 weeks of the Tesla talk, type a 1. Well, I drink some water. So who attended my lesson, my students, and then did the sessions with when I talk about Tesla? Type a 1. Only so little, so few. Okay. Very good. Never mind. Only 4. Never mind. More can come in. So let's do it again. So what I did, you asked me, all right, on how I spotted Tesla. It's the same method. Okay, same method. So Tesla was basically coming down. See that? Okay, so it was coming down. I didn't draw the previous part, it was coming down, all right? So what happened was that it goes up. Now, this is one that doesn't really fit that condition, that's why it rested here for quite some time, okay? So this is the resting period. In fact, the Tesla had rested for a while, right? So a lot of people tried to buy in Tesla. In fact, that if you are in my community, you know that I shorted Tesla right here. All right, when we went, when I went China. Yes, correct. That's Tesla in a downtrend. All right. So that's why let me just explain this one here. Right. Okay. So what happened was that we are seeing Tesla going up already, but I'm telling you that it's just a start. Okay. All right. So this is very important. It's just a start. Now, if you look at here, this and you compare to this point here, right? Is it a higher high versus the previous high? Yes or no? Okay. Yes, right? Very good. So we have the rest, we have the high, and then what do you need? What do we need? Next one. What? So we have the rest, we have the high, and then we need to rest again, right? Because then climbing very tough, right? Okay, we rested. Now this is the rest. Okay, so that's the arrow here. Now what I did is to design systems to find out the price of the rest. Okay, that means that what price it should rest on. Okay, so these are the predicted price that Tesla should be resting, or rather put it this way, right? So these are the predicted price to tell me that Tesla had rested enough here. So because the first rest would be it will be start with the first rest, right? So I need to know that Tesla had finished resting the first one, because that's most important, right? So what I did was to create systems, which you know that I'm basically creating system, right? To create system to tell me that Tesla had finished that first resting. Okay, finished, right? So it finished its first resting when price move up here. So because there are few zones, these are all the zones or like the resistance zone, right? So basically these are resisting it. Later I will show you the video, okay? Then you will understand. Okay, so it goes up here. So if it's sort of like broke through all the so-called points, right? That was causing Tesla to move down, okay? And then, in other words, when it comes back down, then we are able to predict, right, the resting point. The resting point again. So which are this zone here, etc. Right? Okay. So now, yes, I do agree that Tesla was downtrend, and then we basically entered here, and that's why I spent about few weeks talking about Tesla at the region of 180, 170. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the current price right now, so these one here, so these are current price, right? If you compare this to the high point here, and if you compare this higher high to the previous high point here, can you say that this whole portion is a rest? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Now, can you say that this then is the high point? Yes or no? And can you say that there is an opportunity for Tesla to rest? Yes or no? And therefore, hence, there is an opportunity for you to eat. Yes or no? Or yes. Okay. Now, then the system, what I did, right, is that, of course, we want to eat, right? And what price to eat. So I created the system to predict the eating price, which is about 206 plus minus and 220, 221 plus minus. So these are the two eating points. Okay. So it will be at this moment like this, okay? But if Tesla moved up a little bit, then the prediction will change again, right? So this is the wonder. So if it's going to come back down, we're going to wait for these 2 points to okay? Yummy here, right? Okay, so if the students didn't enter here, which I talk about it, then we are able to know where will be the next round of entry. Okay, use on this. Now this would pretty much reverse that downward movement that we've seen here. And if you put in your moving average, you will find that moving average will be somewhere around here. Okay, I hope that as I said, right, I'm not going to talk about nvidia. This is Tesla. Okay, can? All right, so that's Apple. You see that Apple was right now 226, right? Previously was about 164. So this is the rest period. So these are all very recent, 2004. This one is the June, July price movement, right? You see Apple was resting. Okay. And how many months did Apple rested? The only thing that it wasn't a little bit flat, it just came down a little bit, but then it got supported. How many months did Apple rested? Yeah, you see around there, agak estimate around there. Okay, Apple rested around there. And you see this whole zone here, right? This was the prediction to tell us that if price of Apple had gone above this prediction here, that's it. It's ended its resting period. Okay, so this would be the high. All right, so this one is the high point here. Okay, but do you see that this high point, right? this high point here, right? So this high, it's actually a new month compared to the previous month. Easy, right? Okay, easy, right? Okay. So as I said, 6.5 is around that. So that's why Tesla had a little bit longer lengthy. So as much as I say that 6 months is a good point, but sometimes it does and it can exceed beyond 10. Okay, so that's where I have to guide you along the way. Okay, so if you realize what I'm trying to tell you here is that this is just the basic. Okay, so this is the tip of the iceberg. If you want to know more, right, I have to constantly guide you and pull out the stocks to let you know how to do it, because this is how I handle my students, how I train my students. I let them know everything, okay, so that they can get my experience. Okay, so if you take a look at Apple here, it's the same thing, right? So we have that month high versus the previous month. Okay, and basically, you know, when it comes inside here, we know that Apple, if it's above this cluster, had totally reversed this downward movement, and it's not surprisingly for Apple to actually move up. Okay, to move up. But along the way, when Apple was here, we also created prediction to buy around here. And right now, Apple is here, right? So this is our prediction price level for a re-entry into Apple. That means that we are able to predict right now, all right, if Apple should rest again, where is that resting price? Okay, so this is what I think is one of the best creation they've ever done. Okay, because everything is predictive, it's resting there. Okay, it's best for if you are doing stocks and also doing short-term trading or swing trading, and as well as options. Okay, so what I like to do here, as I promised, right, in the title, gonna show you how to get nvidia when it was $20. I know that it's passed already, right? But if you use this method, you can actually get other nvidia. Okay, so this one gone already, but there will be a lot more coming. Okay, so same thing, right? Nvidia had a little bit of a lengthy downward correction, all right, but more importantly, right, that correction at that point of time here was a little bit getting a little bit gentle. Okay, so if you take a look at nvidia, all right, what was being created here was all the what we call resistance zone, right, to resist the price. So if price can move up right above all these zone, it will confirm that this downward movement had already reversed. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the video with you. So let's just watch the video. Okay, so this is nvidia. It's actually heading down, right? So all these are all like blocking points, right? So at this point here, right, you find that nvidia had totally closed above the highest point. Okay, so you see it's actually going up. You see this blue color line here. So this blue color line is trailing to say that if we want to enter into nvidia, so these are the prices. So in other words, right, these are the predicted price to look into nvidia to buy. But for those people who are doing any other trades, right, you can use this as a basis to do so many things. Okay, so you find that nvidia, in terms of prediction, it hit here and then it goes up, and then it keep on predicting to tell you that what would be the next price that you would be and should be looking at nvidia to buy. Okay, so let's just watch the video and I explain a little bit more. Okay, so it headed into the prediction zone again for nvidia. So these are the support area. So we are predicting that this zone would be the place to buy again for nvidia. Take a look at this line here. It's coming down, right? But when price moved up, it tells you that this whole thing, correction, is actually gone. So resting period is gone when it closed above this orange line. Okay. Okay. You want to watch the video again, or you want me to explain more on another session? Explain now. Now will be a little bit quick explanation, not in detail. Okay. All right. So I try to explain to you. Yeah. More example, more other example. Okay. I do not have time because I have only until 4. And then I need to take some Q&A. If you want, then I have scheduled some more session here, right? One more session, extra one. And that session, I'll have a lot more time. We can just look at stocks that you're interested. So basically, in this downward movement, right, the key question that everybody have, right, is when is that tipping point that price is going to go up? Okay. Why? Because it's nice to buy here, definitely on high side. But what happened if you bought in too early, like here or here or here, right? You'll be feeling trapped. Okay. So the system, all right, is designed to totally calculate, right? When is the end of the rest period? That means that when in the rest period it's going to stop. Okay. So what happened is that there are certain measurements, okay? There are these as a possible end of the rest period, these as the possible end, this as a possible end, and this one as a possible end, right? So we are looking at the furthest distance, the one that is highest, okay? Because if you are looking each of the levels as like mountains, right? So only when you climb above the highest mountain, then you know that, okay, finally you can see the sky, okay? Something that blocks you, okay? So this is the furthest one that blocks you. Now, which in other words, right, if nvidia is to go above 1910, okay, so this is the calculated level at that point of time, 1910, right, then the stock would deem to stop resting, okay? So this would be the point where the high would be created. Okay, so that's just the first thing, right? So it's automatically calculated. Well, this is the algo, a set of algo. I can't review how it's being done. Okay, all right, but just to let you know that you know, it will be fully explained if you get the cost. All right, but the whole idea here is that it would be a whole set of algos inside where it let you know where is the high point that's being confirmed. Okay, then what it will do is that when it goes back down, it will calculate that blue line here. Okay, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, right? To let you know where is the end of the rest and where you can eat it. Okay, so the blue line is the eating price, the price to eat. So as it goes up, the blue line will be coming inside here based on new calculation, and then you will eat it again based on the blue line. It goes up, it comes down, and then you eat it again, you know, something like that. Okay, it goes like this, okay? But there are a lot more use to that blue lines, not only to eat, but it's also to take profit and etc. etc. Okay, so what I've shared with you is that you don't need this set of tools, okay? Definitely you don't need. What you need to do is be able to understand that prices need to rest, it needs to climb higher, you need to rest, and that resting point is your eating price. Okay, so that's the key. Okay, so let me just quickly go through this one. If you are interested to know more, that means that know how to spot this big move on your own. All right, especially you ask me how to scan them, right? And then what price to buy. So I've arranged an extra session here, okay? Because I mean, under limited time, I can't cover. And so what I did is to do up one more session, and that's on a Wednesday, on the 10th July, 7:30, okay? So please go to this website here, or you scan the QR code to register. So this will be the registration, okay? So how to spot this big move on your own. So then if you want more examples, I will give you more examples. You want to know how it works, I will let you roughly know how it works, okay? But end of the day, this is a cost, okay? And the nice things about the cost is that there is a huge promotion because we just launched this, okay? So if you can't make it on this day here, doesn't matter, you register and we send you the recording. So at least you get to view the recording. So if you don't register, then we can't send you the recording. All right. So do go and hit there and then do the registration. Remember to register and also send to your friends. All right. Because then this is the first time that I'm doing this. First time, because we actually just launched the indicator. We've just launched the course, Okay, so in fact that for those who have been here in MarketWise Summit, right? This is the first time that you heard me talk about this one here. Okay, now I have also an ebook. If you would like to get the ebook, remember to go to the website. You can also download the ebook. Okay, so here would be our contact details. Okay, the cost is not for just stocks. It's for almost any other instruments that we are trading. So for example, is gold, is indexes, is forex, as long as there's opportunity. All right. And you know that in my community, I will let you know which one would be moving because I trade them, I look at them. So I don't only talk about everyone, but when it's ready, it's ready. Just wait a while, lah, huh? Just everybody rushing there. Just wait a while. Just slowly. Okay. I will answer your question here. Now, if you ask me what I am ready, so this year I think that I'm in the industry for about 20 years. Okay, 20 years? Am I 20 years? Let me see, calculate. No, not 20 years. Not so long. Maybe 17 years? Yeah. Okay. So what I like to do is that this is something that I came out, I said, and I think seriously this is true. Okay. And this is why I love to work with MarketWise Asia because I know them personally. I know them for more than a decade already. And they are really very kind people. Okay. Not only kind, but in the trading world, right? A group, right, that is responsible. And I love to be with them. Okay. So I came out with this one in a world full of trading promises and disappointing results. We stand out by offering extensive coaching. Our coaching is about 1 year. Okay. Not 1 month. And we don't upsell. Okay. 12 months of coaching. Right? And a cost fee fully refunded to minimize your risk, right? Because if you are looking at trading, a cost is like few $1,000s, right? You already come up with a huge risk already before you even make money. Okay, so this is the key thing here that I want to emphasize on. All right, in terms of whether our method is accurate or not accurate, I tell you this, when I talk about Tesla, and I talk about so many times, right? I asked my student, how many of you entered Tesla? Come on, student, let me know. How many of you entered Tesla? No, also can. How about those no leh? So you know my personality, you know that I don't waste time talking about things. There must be a reason, and there must be a reason why I bring out twice. Then if the method is there, but you choose no, then how to give you the accuracy? Okay, so therefore I'm being realistic. At least I cover the first risk level and to make sure that you're profitable with this cost fee fully refunded. So all right, so I've just launched a new course and there are obviously promotion going on. So if you are interested, please attend this one here, which is a webinar. All right, and I talk about it more. But even if you don't attend the course, it's fine. I would share with you a lot more things, which I think are very important to spot your next trade. Okay, very important to spot the next trade because I'm just going to talk about it in the webinar. So today I don't have enough time because time is almost up. Yes, it will be recorded, so please register later on. All right, and then when you register, you get the the recording sent to you. Okay, people are rushing in, so wait for a while to let it cool down. Rest first. Yes, student who joined 2 years ago can still take the new offer. Yes, new student, old student, I love all of you. You take the offer. You can take the offer. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this one here. All right, just let me know whether you have any questions regarding what I've just covered.
Okay, so
Yes.
thank you, Binni, for your sharing. So it's time for some Q&A. Okay, if any question for Binni, you can type in the chat or inside the Q&A tab. I will just focus on the Q&A tab first, I think, because there's a lot of people typing in the channel. Your question might get lost. And I understand that, the link is currently not working right now. I think Binni always have this issue and a lot of people rushing to a site. The link is not working. So not to worry, okay, you can either screenshot this, okay, or take a photo, whatever it is, the link and the QR code after the session is over, take your time, rest, okay, then take your time and go and register for this webinar. As Binni mentioned, right, even if you can't attend this webinar, live, right, do register for it. She will send you the webinar replay. So she need your email address to know where to send the replay to, okay?
Yes,
I'll
can
post
we
the
join? Yeah, sorry.
I'll
just
post the
answer.
link
Yeah.
once again in the
Thanks a lot,
chat.
Alex. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just try to send into the. Okay. The QR code is HTTP and HTTP. Just now I tried, should be fine just now. Okay.
Just wait a while, lah, huh? Rest, rest, rest. Come on, rest.
Okay. Any question? So put in the Q&A tab. Okay. Magic is asking, how do I find out more about Binni on course? Yes, as mentioned, right, do join the webinar, okay? Not only she'll mention about the course and also a lot more other things, not just about the course itself, okay? JJ is asking, right, do you also teach options trading on these stocks?
No, I don't. Yeah, but the intention is to move towards this area. But no.
All right, so let me try to get it done. Okay, Guna one is asking, right, any screening tips to spot potential resting stocks?
I will talk about it in that this session here.
All right, any other question?
Will you teach how to exit? The answer is yes. It has to do with that blue line. So if you know my style, I don't hide anything. All right. I will let you know the logic behind all these price levels. Okay, it's not hidden. I will let you know the logic, but I bring to you convenience. Okay, so that you don't need to go and spot it on your own. All right. So if you are my student, if you have been my students and you know my style, I don't hide anything from you. That means I will let you know the method. Okay. But of course, I'm not going to let you know how I code it. Oh, that means that there's a certain way that I code this. There's certain logic that I code it. This is really more like a proprietary thing. But in terms of how the levels are being determined, the reason why you have to be convinced to trust it, right? So I explain everything in the course. Okay. Is this different from Tor? Yes. It is not a prerequisite. It's like a new course. And the ideal thing is that you take both. Okay. But if you don't want to take both, it's fine. But I hope that you take both because both are fully refunded. The course fee, both are fully refunded. So just from my students, just to give an idea, have you had your course fee refunded already? Yeah, Malaysian also fully refunded. If you have gotten it fully refunded, can you just type, I love it. Malaysian also, yes, fully refunded. You don't need to pay 2,004. You pay 1,005 or 1,005. New course is Tor Pro, yes. Yeah, 1,005. Okay. Sing dollar. I will talk about the new course later on in my new session. Okay. All right, Alex, I don't think there's any new questions. TSD can be applied to all instruments. What happened to the current Tor program? Won't be replaced. It's still there. Thank you. Thank you that you love it. Oh my
Every
God.
second hubby, please understand me.
You cannot let my husband know. But thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I'm also a fan of binni. So for
Mm.
those who have been with me for the
You want the
longest time,
third hubby, Alex?
the
Third
hubby-
husband?
the
Your
hubby.
wife will kill me, man.
Yeah, so I've been the fan of binni. Maybe I'm the third hubby. So I also learned the wash and rinse setup from binni, and have been applying on my own trades as well. So I'm very keen to learn what is on her tech course as well. So be very keen. Okay, so once again, I know binni, you might need to change your hosting provider already. So every time there's traffic, a lot of people rushing in, cannot get to the website.
I'm on the cloud already, leh.
On the cloud already.
Yeah, on the cloud. Yeah. I
Yeah,
will just
so
let my maintenance know.
I tried to log in again, so it's not loading, but not to worry. I mean that after the session is over, okay, I will send another email nearer to the date. I mean the next week or so, I will resend the email, okay, to let you guys know the webinar link. You should be able to load it by that time. So take a rest first, okay? Not to worry. For
There's
those who
one
are still
question.
keen, yeah, take a photo, screenshot, copy the link, take the QR code, whatever it is, okay, after the event is over, then you can slowly go to the site and load it as well. Okay?
Okay, there's one question about the moving average on the trading view, right? How to set up. Same thing, you go to that attend the session. I will let you know which indicator I'm using. All right, send you the link also so that you are able to just load it in, right? So if you don't register, I don't have your email, I can't send you the link. I don't have the right to send you anything, okay? So just register. Let me know what you like, and I send you all the things I have. Okay. I mean, within the free domain lah. You cannot be asking me to send the paid stuff. Okay. But as you know, I don't hide anything. If you like to ask questions, then we do it over the other session.
Okay,
Do I
Rachel is
need-
asking, provide the link for ebook also. So for the
is that
ebook,
on the
it's
website?
also on the site as well. So after, if the site is loading, you should see the ebook, the so-called the picture on the top. You just scroll down a little bit, you will see the webinar form at the a bit lower fold of the page. You will see at the top fold, it is the ebook. So everything is there. Okay, you just need to scroll down the page. You will see the webinar sign up link as well. Okay.
Do we need to pay a monthly sub to get the levels? No. Okay, monthly subs because we just it's the indicator, so it's included in the cost. And there's a promotion going on. Instead of giving 1 year of the indicator, we're giving 2 years. So the promotion is running right now. So I will talk about it so that you have the promotion. Can you have the link to the course? It's all inside the website in the link here. Indicator is on TradingView, yes. So you do get TradingView, you do get MetaTrader as well. And we have 12 months of coaching, 12 months of support, 24 months for now, right? Of that indicator, TradingView indicator. You got free TradingView as well, free paid TradingView. So all these I will let you know.
Okay, so we are running short of time. So screenshot everything, and I also posted the link in the comments already. Okay, back to you, Jeremiah. Thank you,
Alright, thank
thank
you
you,
very
Binni,
much.
once again for your wonderful sharing.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Binni, and thank you, Alex. So that definitely was a very insightful session, rinse and wash, as we are all very familiar with, hopefully by now. Our last is happening at 4 o'clock in about 2 minutes, and that is Colin, who's the founder of the Systematic Trader, and he will be talking about how to create generational wealth for your family and your next generation, right? So that is happening in a separate Zoom room. So please do not stay in this current Zoom room, as we will be closing this room. Do click on the link that Alex shared to join the next and last room. This is once again our last session of the day, all right?
Yeah, this is on crypto. So I mean that crypto has been so-called downtrending recently, a very sharp flashing down move. So let's see what Colin has to share with you guys. So see you guys at the next room in just a few minutes time, and bye-bye.
All right, see you guys. Bye.